Filtration system's pretty clean, I would say, in New York. Did you know that New York has the cleanest tap water
We're
in the
streaming.
States? They do.
What's up, guys?
It's clean. It's surprising, ironically.
That's a greasy mic.
We're not gonna give it some time.
What do you need?
We start at
time
5
chewing?
o'clock, right?
We were supposed to start 2 minutes ago.
Okay. Oh, we're on now, eh?
We're on now.
I'm muting this shit.
Or we want to do last, or?
Let's do it.
All right. What's up, guys? It's Jussie. Welcome to the Real Shit podcast. You know, we're a little rusty today. You know, I know we started stream a little later than usual,
Yeah.
all due to the announcement, but we're good. We're all here.
Actually, there was no announcement. YouTube didn't let me get the
You didn't
the
put an
URL.
announcement?
So no, this is
Damn.
balls
This is
to the
just-
wall.
Wow,
Well,
this is
sorry about that, guys. I guess.
But we got one.
Out of nowhere.
viewer. I wonder who that is, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. Introduce yourselves, my friends. And
so
newcomers.
what's up, guys? This is the Real Shit. This is no Jussie. This is
This is Jussie.
And I'm Al.
the only L.
Mm.
The one L we have here.
That's
Everybody
singular
has
one.
OC under their name, but you're L.
L is a unique man. He deserves a unique name.
You know, L reminds me of Death Note,
The anime.
the anime Death Note.
I'll take it. That was a smart guy. I actually had to stop watching that because it just got too much.
I hated the second season.
It was hard to
Near.
follow. Yeah,
Do
when
you
it was the
remember
new kid.
I never watched it. You know, I'm a little.
You never watched Death
You
Note?
know, funny thing you
Never
talk
did.
about anime. Because as a matter of fact, I believe today we're talking about a Chinese company itself. TikTok, am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good transition.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
job,
yeah,
Ella.
we're talking about TikTok.
So no, Jussie, you want to start us off? What should we know about TikTok?
So I'll start us off. TikTok is really goddamn popular. If you don't know already, it's a very large media platform, social media platform that's on par with other companies like Meta and their services like Instagram, Snapchat. Except TikTok really caters to the ADHD brain of people. If you guys know, you guys want to talk a little bit? Like I know we were all addicted to TikTok.
You know, we're not saying we don't have it either. You know, we're young generation. It seems like a lot has it. You know, fun fact: TikTok is the forerunner for this new method of videos, short form videos. You know, now Instagram has Instagram Reels, YouTube has YouTube Reels.
Yeah, YouTube
Where do you
Shorts,
think it all came from? You know, TikTok it took a new wave of content and streaming. 150 million people in the U.S. alone have installed TikTok.
Wow.
In the world, a billion
Yeah,
users
billions of
thriving actively on the app.
That's
14 million in U.S. that own TikTok, or I mean installed it, are kids,
yeah,
children,
children.
teenagers. It's a big number, you know?
It's a
It's
big
basically the whole new generation, people below 35, you know? It's a whole
Gen
chunk.
Z. What's after Gen Z? All the generations.
Gen Alpha.
Gen
I believe.
Alpha.
Yeah, you keep bringing up Gen Alpha. That's like the youngest generation.
It's
right
like
now.
2010 and...
Oh,
2010?
Or
I thought that was-
2009, 2010, something like that. That's the ones
Whoa.
after us.
Damn.
That's
Because I think
crazy.
the
Back
end of Gen Z is
2010s.
2008, I believe. That's the minimum Gen Z.
How long is a generation? 4 years? 5 years?
It's just like the cusp of like... It's weird, I don't know. Because obviously the boomers are millennial people. So the millennials are basically children of the boomers.
Yeah, millennials are children.
Okay.
So those are people like late 20s, 30s.
Well, I think we're getting a little sidetracked
Yeah, a
here.
little
Okay,
sidetracked. But
okay.
we're just talking about the
I-
demographic.
What you're
Anyways.
trying to say is
Yeah, but
that
at
the
the
main
end of the day,
demographic...
the main demographic is the young generation.
Teenagers?
Teenagers,
Starting with...
young, early adults. That's basically the...
Right.
That's the target demographic, you know?
I'm gonna get to it real quick. So listen, with this great, beautiful app, you know, this really nice, popular, brain dead app, there comes a lot of security concerns because you know how we have apps and they all gather our data.
Yeah, that's what they do.
If you have an Alexa in your house, if you have a Google Home, if you have an Apple, or the Apple Home.
Anything
stuff.
that can listen to you,
They're
basically.
always
Anything that can
monitoring,
listen
they're
to
always
you.
listening.
And you know, this thing's always listening to you.
Oh, the phones,
It's always
absolutely.
gonna-
I'm
yeah.
sure they're looking at you too with those cameras.
Yeah,
Right.
any form of technology now, they cater to
Your
what
phones
you
know
listen to.
everything about you.
Your
and it's
personal
scary.
interests,
Yeah.
your information.
It's scary.
your
It
It
pulls
name-
up like my home address.
It
and
could
my
name your
card
hobbies, where you
info.
live,
Yeah.
your bank accounts, even has access.
relatives, your contact. It
Yeah.
has everything is intertwined with your phone.
Uh-huh.
You get your contacts, your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, everything.
Cyber surveillance, you know, it's
Cyber
it's
surveillance.
everywhere.
So,
And you know that's
all
something
around.
China's really good at. Cyber surveillance. So we're gonna get into that.
I mean, shit. In surveillance period, China knows what they're doing with it, you know,
Basically,
cyber or not.
a majority of Americans nowadays say that TikTok is a threat to national security. This is from, that's according to the Pew Research Center. Now, they conducted a survey where they found that about 64% of Americans are concerned about TikTok's data usage. So okay. Basically what they're saying is that, hey, this stuff is increasing and we should be looking at it more strictly.
I think that's a great way
I think
of
that's
saying
what the
that.
data's saying. Basically.
They saw something wrong and they're like, something's fishy here. We gotta get real of this in.
So
We gotta figure out what's going on here.
It's-
surprise, it's a Chinese company behind
and
it.
it's
His
not
concerns are correct.
they're not really worrying about the individual person's privacy. They're worried about kind of what's the word for
On a
it?
national level.
National security.
The breach of U.S. sovereignty, yeah.
Yeah, they're at this point they've been around for so long that they can be like a mass data gatherer.
I mean,
They're big, like Meta, you know. But Meta's on our side, you know.
Thank God.
We like Meta.
Thank
Meta's
God.
our stuff.
I don't care if
ByteDance-
Americans know my...
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
let them. I live
you
here.
know.
Some shit, no.
Yeah.
But
We love privacy, you know. I think no one wants
I
our
think
privacy to be breached.
as humans, we
Yeah.
like to be private. We don't
Yeah.
like our information all out there.
Who wants their business out there in the open?
Especially
privacy?
not when it's on our own terms.
Exactly. Or if it's unknown, you know. To be honest, this whole TikTok thing, I don't think no one knows that their user data is getting.
Because it's a whole gray area.
Yeah, no one knows until like.
Because people
it gets-
would believe that these companies they have like some sort of regulation to follow, but no, gathering data is like
Oh, yeah.
it's like an ocean and there are a bunch of sharks
Uh-huh.
looking for
Yeah.
little fishies.
Exactly.
That's the data.
It's
It's a big
pool.
ocean and it's
Oh, yeah.
unregulated. It's
And
literally
TikTok's the megalodon,
it's
baby.
literally in the air, bro. Like it's not something physical. It's not something tangible you can regulate. It's information in the clouds, bro. So
It's
you know that's a lot harder to mitigate. But basically, it's American citizens have shown a trend. You know, a lot of them dislike TikTok's gathering of data and usage and collection of data overall. So I mean, what makes you think? Why do you think TikTok takes our data, boys? Like what?
Why do I think
Why do
TikTok
you
takes
think-
your
I mean,
data?
just spitball some
Do
facts.
you want a
here,
surface
know?
level, or do you want like an actual agenda?
Let's give whatever your mind.
I mean, I think the surface level, obviously, for all cyber surveillance, is the fact that they want to cater to your interests or to your hobbies. So even like
Yeah,
Google, they'll hear
absolutely.
what you say. Oh, you can talk about like, oh, I'm looking for a new computer. I'm looking for a surfboard. You know, lo and behold, 5 minutes.
A refrigerator,
Yeah. Or refrigerator.
a new car.
Yeah, any item, any hobby, any 5-10 minutes after, coincidence, there will be ads catered to what you just said.
What you guys are saying is that they could be collecting this
Yeah.
info for like Apple applying it to advertisement purposes
Yes,
Applicable
yeah, you can-
and marketing
advertisements.
purposes.
You can
You're saying that
Absolutely.
it is useful in
Yeah,
marketing.
so on a surface level,
For the
they're
companies,
pros,
on the
you
company's
know?
end, but like as a human, knowing that sort of surveillance is being put on you without really much
It's pretty scary.
mitigating
yeah.
factors.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of control over it. You just happen
You're
to
giving
know.
it.
Yeah,
Because
anything you say, anytime you have your phone on you, anything you look up, these companies know about it.
Audio access.
Uh-huh.
Well, the
what
thing
you're
is,
saying.
you signed up to use that app, so you agreed to their terms, no matter
Yeah,
how screwed
but
up
listen,
they are.
who reads the terms and conditions?
Yeah,
for
who
anything?
does read them?
Bro,
See, that's-
you know?
but-
that's about
The thing is, that's how they get you. They
Yeah.
they have you accept the terms and conditions to use the app. Because if you don't accept those, you don't use the app.
You
It's
just,
always been like that,
it's like a
you know?
contract.
Yeah, it's
How-
always been like that.
If you're gonna go skydiving, you got to sign a contract.
Right.
Those are all legally binding.
So
But,
all
like, the
words,
difference-
all fine print.
Yeah,
all the
of course. Actually, have you guys ever read
negatives.
TikTok's terms and conditions?
I
I personally have not read it all the way through, but I've heard some of the things from some other sources. It is wild. It is crazy the amount of things that you have to allow this app.
Do you know anything of what it said?
Unfortunately, I can't pull
Right.
anything off the top of my
But
head.
just some
but I'm
questionable
sure.
things.
Yeah, some really question. I'm sure we could pull it up. And
Yeah.
actually, as a matter of fact, Nejan, would you like to pull
Yeah, do
that
you
up
want to
for
see?
us?
Like, at this point, why not we just read the terms and conditions of this app?
let's- you know
Just
what,
a little
let's do
quick
it.
brief, a
Let's
little
do it.
overview, if you will.
I don't know if any of you guys know Joe Rogan. I don't know about the number one podcast in the world, but
Very
on
popular,
Spotify,
sure.
he's the number one.
Right.
Actually, I think that the Kelsey brothers took over because of
took
Taylor
over?
Swift.
Dang.
But
So,
he's number
He's
two.
up there though, eh?
He was
Yeah.
he was talking about it. I know he has Neil deGrasse Tyson on his stream a lot. But
Oh,
I don't know
that's
if I don't know if it was with him, but he was just talking about some of the scary things that you need to give TikTok permission to in order to use the app.
So
It's tracking all of that.
Should I check
Tell
it
us,
out?
Najoshi,
let me
what
do a little
what are some of these?
For some reason, it's in French. I don't speak France. I don't speak French. I don't speak France.
speak France.
But they are. Okay. You know what? Let me
Just
get a
research,
more. let me
like
get a
the
more
questionable
filtered
things
source.
of the terms and conditions. You know, what is the questionable, actions that TikTok would allow, or make you allow for them to do to you?
Well, Najoshi's trying to pull this up. Going along with your question before, what are the reasons you think? What are China's motives behind this?
Yeah, we talked about the surface. level.
Genuinely, something I've been thinking because of what you said, that the younger generation is the main target audience for this. I believe that China is legitimately playing the long game for war. You know, it's always, it's no surprise China and U.S. relations are tense.
Yeah.
All right, we
Not the
don't
best.
we don't get along that well. We got a lot of problems.
Little
We're both
rivalry
kind of yeah. We both want to be the world power. China's been number 2 for a while, and they're sick of it.
They want number one, huh? They want to be the top.
I don't know. I've heard some things. Again, unfortunately, I don't have the sources for this, so this is all technically hearsay. May I
But
remind you?
there could be some,
I'm sure
some
you could
suspicious
find
points.
some sources somewhere agreeing with me.
Yeah, right.
But in China, they heavily push educational, math, science, musical arts. They push all of this towards their citizens, towards the Chinese.
Yes, that's not too bad, right? Like,
No, that's-
pursuing
it's-
education.
yeah.
We're not saying that's bad. Disclaimer for that.
I don't know about anymore, but I also
Right.
heard a hearsay at one point that like at maybe 8 p.m. is it that the app shuts down.
Like
that
a curfew,
kids can't use it anymore, and obviously they're still pushing educational videos. Whereas here in the U.S., some of the shit that you see is
It's
so
unregulated.
ADHD oriented. You got 2 videos at once. There's someone playing a game while there's like a clip of a TV show on top. It's so addicting.
Oh, that's a very interesting point that you brought up, because from what I remember, there was a Congress meeting with TikTok CEO Xiao Chu, right? Xiao Chu?
Shao Chu.
Xiao Chu, where the Congress were actually worried about TikTok's effect on the younger generation. And I believe we were watching a little bit, but like from what I remember from watching that video is that the CEO, Mr. Chu, said that TikTok is banned on mainland China. So I'm assuming they use Douyin. So you're saying that they are using educational videos for their country, but this different, quote unquote, different platform isn't doing the same here in America, right?
No, not at all.
See, all the ADHD, just short method forms of content, basically just making us like mindless hive mind drones.
Exactly. It's our attention span is shortening.
Yeah, right. While their generation, they're getting
they're learning. Yeah, they're learning.
They're getting better. They have a curfew for not being on the app. But here we are. We have unlimited, unregulated content for our kids where they can just never sleep. They'll just be scrolling and scrolling.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of like attack on
30 years from now.
Yeah.
When the kids these days that have been addicted to TikTok
right.
are mindless drones that are controlled by TikTok's parent company ByteDance, I believe, that it'll just be like it'll be like shooting fish in a barrel.
Damn, you can't really change that mentally once they're like 30 years after it's been
and already because they're so young at that age, you're the most. Our mind is the most moldable.
So their brains are already programmed to just be short-spanned, boring.
Short-span, always on the phone, unaware, socially awkward. They don't interact with other people well. They've absolutely made this the most addicting.
I'm gonna cut you guys for a little bit.
That's crazy.
So basically, we have downsides to the terms and conditions, but they're honestly the same as a lot of other companies in terms of data and privacy policies. So basically, they categorize what they collect from you under 3 categories. So one is information that you choose to provide to them, like your name, your last name, your
birthday,
your address, your home address, your birthday, and then you have information that they collect from other sources, which is pretty vague,
I'm sure.
And then information that they collect automatically. Which is I'm guessing through like cookies through.
Oh yeah, gotta be.
Or the audio surveillance, just like hearing what.
I'm sure they know your IP address.
Yes. Right. Well, of course, everybody knows your IP address, but the thing is, TikTok has your face, your video content, and you upload it through their platform. Like, it's Facebook has a lot more information, but TikTok utilizes this information in a different way. Facebook, I don't think is as sharky with it. They're not as nosy with it. But
Facebook just a few years ago was under the same scrutiny a similar scrutiny that I think TikTok is today.
Collecting user.
Do you guys remember Mark Zuckerberg was up on the stand, and he was talking about. I remember one of the Congress people was like, "Would you like to share your address? Would you like to share your text?" And obviously he's like, "No, I don't want to share any of that publicly."
That's right.
And the congressman goes, "Then why are you sharing other people's data?"
Yeah.
It's the same scrutiny. I mean, that is an American company.
Right?
Listen, if you really want to see the cons to the terms of service, we'd have to read the whole thing. I don't want to do that on stream.
No, that's all right. You guys can.
So basically,
you want to tell them where they can find this?
Well, you can find this on an article. So honestly, if you want the most information, go to just look up terms and conditions of TikTok. But there's this article by the Legal Apothecary. It says it's titled "TikTok: The Terms of Service You Didn't Read." So it's just basically explaining you all the fine print. Everything
has all the juicy details.
All the juice.
There you go.
But yeah.
So I do remember, Jordan, you were mentioning something earlier about the CEO of TikTok, Zhao Chu.
Right.
Was on the stand similarly to Mark Zuckerberg, like I was just saying, for being under the same scrutiny that TikTok is now for sharing information.
Right.
Yeah. What did we learn from that sort of interaction between the U.S. government and the CEO of TikTok? What exactly was exposed there about TikTok?
Clearly, Mr. Chu seemed very deflective in his defense against our Congress members. If you guys watch a documentary, I believe it was posted by Chat Z, or was it? It was
C-SPAN.
C-SPAN, whatever it may be. You can find it on YouTube. 5 hours long. Big stream, big video. Has a
just
lot
an
of
entire live stream.
Yeah,
the
it was
entire.
like a court.
No cuts,
Okay.
nothing like that. Entire content. But what I believe it's like, the Congresswoman, I believe her name was. Sorry, I forgot her name. But
Kelly
You don't
Something, yeah.
Was
All I
it
know
Kelly
is
or Kathy? I think it was
I believe
Kathy.
she was the chairman of Energy and Commerce, the legislative organization of America, and basically, she was basically turning up the heat on my boy Chu, or like just pinning him with these questions of like why does TikTok breach data privacy? Why is it threatening U.S. sovereignty, breaching our information? Is it bringing it back through the CCP? Is the CCP have a agenda on this? Is the parent company ByteDance, which was like Chinese company? Is there a connection here? Basically Chu was just saying the same exact thing repeatedly this time. Like, no, TikTok is a platform made for children. It's a family platform. We want to span out education, STEM videos, blah, blah, blah. Said that so many times, you can probably have a record on repeat. He was sweating profusely. My boy deflected. I'm not going to lie. Props to him. He stayed calm. He stayed collected, but
Did stay calm.
there was no details coming out from that. It seemed like he can't answer those questions. It seems like he doesn't want the truth to come out.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sus for the young people out there, but it's also very suspicious, I from what I collected, from watching that, it just seemed like there wasn't a lot of information that he could defend on against the Congress.
There wasn't a lot of facts that he
Yeah,
could give towards
basically,
Congress.
Just a lot of yapping to him.
He
Just
was-
a lot of yapping.
He
to him.
a lot of yapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying people on TikTok are over 18 and no one, one of our fastest growing demographics are people over 35. They're saying that they have a lot of like countermeasures to protect teenagers but like I don't see any. I was a teenager. I was on this platform while it was getting high. There was nothing protecting me from the
regulations.
degeneracy that I saw and I still see on that
The
platform.
minds are muddled.
And you have the script of the.
Yeah, I
this
have
is the script
I
that you're
have
reading
the
directly
script,
from.
yeah.
Right.
This is
So-
word for word what these people said.
What happened during that Congress?
So this one's a silly one. So the CEO said, and I quote, "And I think TikTok is inspiring a new generation to discover a passion for math and science."
Where is that here
That's
in
funny.
America?
I'm sure in China they're
That's
getting a
funny.
lot.
You know
of
what's
those
going
Well,
on
because
videos.
in
in
China
America?
they don't have TikTok. They have what do they
Douyin.
have? They have Douyin.
Douyin.
Quote unquote, very different app. TikTok was banned in China. They have Douyin.
And
It's the same thing. Come
I
on.
believe we have the Congresswoman. Again, I cannot remember her
We
name.
just call Mrs. Chairman of the Energy.
Chairman of
Commerce.
Energy and Commerce had evidence from sources unknown to us that TikTok and its parent company ByteDance were in connection, and ByteDance is affiliated with the CCP. So if we follow that train, CCP to ByteDance, they're in connection. ByteDance owns TikTok, so obviously TikTok and
Yeah.
ByteDance are in connection.
The answers are all there.
TikTok is pushing its media, its degeneracy towards the U.S. citizens, the younger generations. So that's the CCP controlling what American citizens see.
In order to
That's-
It's disgusting.
in order to not speculate too much, we have to say this. We have to back up what we have to say. So listen, in China, there is no private sector. There is no private sector. Everything has some sort of public regulation. All companies are low-key just a little bit cucked by the CCP and the regulations, okay? So the CCP is one of the biggest cuckolders out there. And, they're cuckolding all these companies. What are you going to do when your government says that you have a company operating on your home, and your home is telling you, give me this data. I want this data. It's like getting a subpoena for data. You're going to have to give it over, or serious consequences are going to follow. That's China. I would be scared of China's authoritarian government. If I was a business owner in China, I would do my best to get my business out of there. And to be honest, just because they have TikTok located in and their servers located in Oracle in the U.S. and Singapore, that doesn't mean they're away from Chinese control because their parent company is ByteDance,
CCP related.
CCP related. Correct.
CCP
All comes
affiliated.
right
I
back
wouldn't-
to the
See,
mama.
I believe I don't have this exactly, but the chairman of what was the name?
I believe the Energy and Commerce.
Energy and Commerce.
The Energy and Commerce lady. She was like,
Oh man, I feel so bad.
I wish
it was
we knew her name.
It was MCM were the first three letters of
So,
her last name. It was Kathy something.
basically,
Seemed like respectable lady.
She pointed out that certain chairman or board members of ByteDance were.
Oh, 3 of them were
CCP.
American.
No, that was
Right.
That was Zhao Chu's defense.
Oh, that was his
He was
defense.
saying, no,
Oh yeah, how can we be CCP if we have 3 Americans on this?
Yeah, exactly.
we're an
And they-
American company being run by Americans. That's not true at all.
That's not true.
They say,
Absolutely not
only
at all.
3 of them. Only 3 of them are American, right? That's like saying like a racist person. I have 3 black friends. Bro.
Yeah, I have 3 black.
That mitigates everything. Like, come on, right?
That
You know what I
totally
mean?
does, you know?
Great comparison, I guess.
But what I have to say is that I think so. Listen, yeah, of course, sure. They have 3 chairmen, and sure, we have a president in the United States. You think there aren't people in black suits that are gonna pull up and tell them how the business is done? You know, there's always gonna be a front man in damn near every single shady thing that's going on in this world. I'm not saying TikTok is shady, but I am saying TikTok is shady.
There's something going on with it.
There's something going on. You know, they're not under scrutiny, or they're not under scrutiny anymore. They're still
They are
under scrutiny.
There we go. We got there.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
There's some behind the curtain activities.
But,
going
Oh,
on.
it looks like we got a little.
I'll go.
Little technical issue
for it.
going on.
Apologies for our lovely 9 viewers.
Yeah.
We really owe this all to you guys
Yeah,
again.
we really appreciate it.
Thank you
We're
guys so
grateful
much.
to y'all.
So
Hope you keep on watching.
all right. Okay, listen here. Okay, so why is TikTok? Okay, we spoke about why TikTok is raising fears, right?
Yes.
Yes. We spoke about foreign governments accessing a significant portion of the U.S. data, correct?
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Have we spoken about the lawmakers saying that TikTok is national security, but the evidence is more complicated?
Well, I think we were just covering that in
Right.
terms of
So-
the hearing that we saw in
This
front
is-
of Congress with Zhao Chu.
Miss
5 hours
Eshu.
long. Real complex.
Wait, Miss Eshu, is that the name? Okay, I think that's
Xiao Chu?
Eshu.
Eshu.
Was that wasn't the name of the lady, right?
No.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
sorry.
absolutely not.
But okay, U.S. lawmakers. This is according to CNN.
Okay.
U.S. okay, and CNN's a big boy. First off, okay, so U.S. lawmakers. They,
So, yeah.
according to them, they labeled TikTok as a national security threat. This is by the U.S. lawmakers. They cited the potential for the CCP accessing personal information collected, but there is lack of evidence, because there isn't a lack of evidence, but it's complex evidence, and it's very debatable. So that's why there's a lot of room for speculation and debating.
There's quite a few loopholes
So-
that the
Yeah, I think
that
a lot of things
TikTok has jumped through.
on the internet, like internet privacy data, things like of that nature, it's so new still that like the laws, it's kind of it might be easy to get a loophole through those laws that
Yeah.
we made. Like I can see why it's so complex and hard to find evidence and things like that because it's still so new, and that's why it's such a big advantage and why it's so suspicious the activities that TikTok's been doing and other various platforms. I just think like the internet in general, it has expanded and advanced so quickly since like the early 90s. It's only like the internet was first created like when 1990 something or in early 2000s. In the early 2000s, people didn't have
Switch between
smartphones.
there.
But like in 2000, when I was in kindergarten, 2009, or in the early 2000s, people had freaking smartphones. Oh, didn't have they had flip phones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
internet. There was no
no-
personal DMs. There was no Google on your phone. This stuff is so new. Like, it's astonishing to me how quickly we've, advanced, but also how easy it is to find loopholes and gather data that easily.
So
Oh, when you have something as fresh and
Yeah,
as new
this is fresh
and
stuff.
It's
as
like-
complex as
Right.
the internet,
yeah.
where almost anything there are just limitless possibilities.
Right.
There's
Like-
gonna be gaps in the system that
Precisely.
regulate, what's okay and what's not.
And especially with TikTok, as popular as it is, like,
TikTok has exploited those loopholes.
it's very exploitable.
and honestly, I weaponized it
Exactly.
against
I think so.
against America, against
Indeed.
American citizens, against American children.
Do you guys remember when TikTok was going to be banned?
Support-
I do.
Yeah, I
You
remember.
guys
I do.
remember that?
In 2020?
2019, 2020.
2019.
I believe that was.
I think it was
I
more
think it was-
recent. 2022. Was Trump still in office when that happened?
Yeah, Trump was the
Trump,
one.
Trump, I think they were pushing
2021,
it.
2020.
What?
Was that
No.
2021?
No, I think it was
Biden
2019,
Biden was
Oh.
was inaugurated. in
2020 was when
This happened when we were still
we were still in
in high school.
high school.
So
This was a while.
We were young,
So like
relatively.
couple like
29. No, because I remember he was towards the end of his term.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
2019.
That was
Yeah,
one of the
20-
final.
2019
is a special year,
2019.
right? And always a
So
lot of stuff happened.
Trump
in
was
2019.
trying to ban TikTok because a lot of lawmakers at the time still expressed serious concerns about TikTok, but that never happened. And that's just because TikTok has chosen more control, and has kind of decreased the manipulation amongst Americans, which I think is crazy. Do you see the content standards of China compared to the content standards of the US?
Yeah.
Here, anything flies, bruh. There, nothing flies but education.
Yeah. Compared
So-
like as me and El were talking about earlier in this stream, talking about like how the target or like their preferred way of conveying on the Douyin is through STEM videos and education. Targeting, portraying like educational prowess to their young Chinese generation compared to this, where again you don't have to watch you can, but obviously that's not what's being pushed out through the algorithm of the U.S. TikTok.
That was part of Zhao
Yeah.
Chu's argument in front
Right,
of Congress.
exactly.
Was that no, we push out this educational STEM videos to young children. That is only in China.
Well, I
that's
don't
not
know
even
about
through
America.
TikTok. That's
Yeah.
through
That's
That's
Douyin?
through Douyin, yeah.
Douyin.
Where-
Douyin.
And that's a good thing, I think. But the fact
It's
that
a good
here
thing
in
for them,
America,
it's not for
one of the
us.
more
Yeah.
popular, like, and most avid, just
Avidly
more
consumed
absolutely
media
consumed content.
from the younger
Yeah,
generations.
and subscribed like accounts like in TikTok in America, like Charlie D'Amelio was like number
Look
one.
at who's getting popular off
Right.
of these videos.
It's a bunch of
young
these-
women.
Yeah, young women.
Yeah, it started with what's Addison Rae, Charlie
Addison Rae,
D'Amelio.
Charlie D'Amelio,
Now they've just blown
Summer
up
Rae,
and we're obsessed with
Madison
celebrities.
Beer. Yeah, it's all a lot of flat out bullshit. Okay,
It's-
it's just stuff targeting for young kids, Kardashians, things like that. It's all of this.
Yeah, what do? They
Meaningless
dance.
stuff.
in
And it's
front
a lot of
phones.
smut.
dance.
It's producing smut.
Yeah, and it's a bunch
this
of
is a
thirst traps.
smut dealer, basically.
Yeah.
You're dealing smut. You're producing smut.
Mm-hmm.
It's
All in all, is this what they want to portray and like push out for the younger generation in America? Is that what they really need?
if it was weaponized, then yes.
But like I'm saying, like in a common sense form, compared to what they're doing in China, where they're pushing out, meaningful things, something that will like actually be contributing to their future in terms of their education, job, and what they want to do, their goals, their dreams. They're pushing out here in America. The number one thing in most young people's, like in statistical surveys of what they want to be when they grow up, it's number one thing is basically a YouTuber, an influencer, Instagram model, things like that. Compared to other countries where I believe in China was like
Doctor,
astronaut.
lawyer.
I think the number one was astronaut. These
Dude,
are just
actually,
little kids.
world-changing,
world-changing, like actual
national.
Working.
something contributing well to society, and like an actual like respectable, like wow, this has big dreams, wants to go to school, it's something that should be a role model, I guess, essentially for the
Something
younger
that's more
generation.
valuable than meaningless content.
Right.
And I think it attributes to these kids seeing these people who contribute nothing to
Right.
society.
But they're
so
being
much
pushed
money.
out
they
onto
make
them.
money. They're famous. They're
They have
loved.
hype,
Exactly.
It's the
exactly.
algorithm,
These people
you know?
worship them
Right.
for what? What do they do? Nothing, because
Absolutely.
the Chinese have pushed their content to the younger generations. They don't know what they're looking at. They just like it. These people get popular. They blow up. The media picks them up.
Right.
Kids just think, oh, that's how you do it these days.
Mhm. That's how they think they'll be successful.
You
and
just
make
gotta
money.
get famous.
I remember
Yeah, virality and famous
when I was a kid,
influencing.
I didn't want to be like a hype YouTuber, I always wanted, listen, we're not saying that kids can't be content
Yeah,
creators.
right. That's not what.
But
Absolutely.
I wanted to be a little Minecraft YouTuber.
I was literally about to say, I've known this man for so long.
Minecraft YouTuber.
I knew he was gonna say Minecraft.
Yeah, for real.
He wants all that
I think
diamonds.
he used to have Minecraft sheets.
Yeah,
He had a Minecraft
I
beanbag.
had all that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
I didn't
Oh,
have Minecraft sheets. I was never
No?
that spoiled. I had a
a hoodie.
creeper hoodie.
You had the hoodie.
I had a creeper hoodie.
I had
What
the
what was
Minecraft
your game
sheets.
as a kid?
Yeah.
I played a lot of Minecraft and Nintendo games, Super Mario, stuff like that.
The
You know,
Wii?
Smash Bros.
Smash
Oh.
Brothers.
Oh man.
Like, we're not saying you can't be a kid and you're like, oh, you want to be a doctor,
You
go
want to
work
be a
that up.
gamer? Be a
Yeah.
gamer.
Yeah,
We're
if you
not
don't want to be a doctor, you're a failure.
Yeah,
You're
we're
not
not
going to do anything
saying-
with your life.
Again, it's your life, it's your goals. But what I'm saying is, it's kind of disingenuous to convey and push out that sort of
success.
That's
in
the
life.
only way to succeed and push that out for a general population. It's a little wrong, you know. That's not what we should be trying to.
And for
Push out.
underdeveloped minds.
Yeah, it's
particularly
especially for
wrong.
kids that are still growing and their brains are still processing the world,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna hotwire that from the start. Like, come on now, bro. Like, it's anyone can see that you're just trying to make a weak-willed, you know.
You're essentially
foolish
preying
kids.
on weaker minds. So
So it's just like, we're not saying you can't be an Instagram model. You know, do what you want, get your bag, sure, but you know, don't push it on kids that don't know anything yet and they want to have dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't form their little world where clearly there's different comparisons in other countries where they're actually having various different role models that actually contribute to international society, you know, like doctors, engineers, lawyers, astronauts, you know, even like being a business owner or you know, anything like that, you know. It's just like,
You're
it's unlimited, you know what I mean?
something that takes some sort of skill.
Right.
You have to apply yourself. You have to learn something.
Even being a carpenter, an electrician, like it's all essential skills, you know, something that you can actually have a trade and you can have a job forever, basically, you know, if you know something.
All right, I think we should move on. I do believe we have time for one more topic.
I know I got a little heated on that.
So-
you
You
know?
did no, and
So
I think
it
you
just
put out
annoyed
some
me
great
sometimes.
stuff. No, Josie, tell us what have we talked about?
We covered over data privacy and usage. We covered everything about influencing by foreign governments. We spoke about surveillance of Americans, and the CCP. So to be honest, we did cover a large bit. We're going to keep a good bit of meat for another stream as well, because we want to
Good
talk
idea,
a little
good
bit
idea.
more about this topic as well. We're going to be a little more concise and, you know, nice and
We'll push some more.
we're going to be like
push some
a
more
facts.
fine oiled machine, you know, a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, this was only the breakthrough, and we were
So,
discussing.
This is just to tell you guys that TikTok is not a company you should trust.
Listen, I want to say, if you're gonna watch stuff, support Instagram Reels and support YouTube Shorts. Just don't watch TikTok. Don't have them collect your health data. Oh, did I mention that?
health data.
Health data.
Yeah, they collect.
Tell
health
me
data.
about it, no, Josie.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So while the chairwoman was
We'll call her Chairman Kathy.
Chairwoman
Chairwoman Kathy.
While gracious Chairwoman Kathy
Gracious
was
Chairwoman Kathy.
was questioning or asking Mr. Zhao questions. Well, okay. She inquired about the data collection practices, particularly regarding the sale of data, targeted marketing to minors, and collection of sensitive data like location and health information. Those are two big things. Location, health information, minors. None of that flies, okay? So listen. Mr. Zhao stated, this is all he said. TikTok does not sell data to data brokers and is committed to transparency with users about data collection. No comments after that. What do you think?
What a
Aaron?
surprise.
That's a
See, that's
vague
like-
statement.
What
man.
a surprise.
You know when you plead the fifth to something that you do in court, and
For those that don't know, pleading the fifth
pleading the
is
fifth
just, it's
saying
silence.
nothing. You know, you're exercising your Fifth Amendment right.
Whatever
This
you
is-
say will be used against you, blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
He
So-
admitted-
Miranda rights.
He admitted to
right.
not selling to data brokers. Okay. Did he admit to? Did he ever try to deflect the marketing to minors? No.
Or was there any information going back to government institutions? You know,
Yeah, did he-
CCP
yeah, you're right.
related,
There it
you know?
is.
Data brokers, sure. Yeah, I'm not doing no
Yeah,
data
I'm not-
brokers.
sure,
He's
yeah.
basically like he's telling like white lies or
he's-
half truths.
He's picking and choosing.
yeah, he's
As
he's
you
real
have to
specific.
do when you're under this sort of
Right.
scrutiny, because you know that your back is against a wall. You know you've been jumping through hoops.
Hoops,
Thank
yeah.
you to get to where you are to expose this information about you,
Yeah.
because it's not legal, it's not okay, and it's dangerous.
Yeah, but he's finding
You know,
good loopholes. I
And
guess.
the
you know,
worst thing
but-
about it is sometimes you can't even say it's not legal because the whole thing's a gray area.
right?
It is.
Once
It's
you-
one big gray
Once
area.
you accept those terms, this is the only reason why I say just don't. If you're gonna watch stuff, don't do TikTok because
Wait,
those terms and
support-
conditions support the American stuff. Okay, I mean, is Meta American?
Support the real shit. We're out here talking about the things you
Yeah.
need to know, the things you should be updated on,
Meta-
the hot topics.
Sure.
We're here for it, guys.
And even if you want to still use TikTok, because even though it's still popular, just like know what's going on.
Just-
Right? Know that your information it's going to be risky for you. Just make
Location.
sure you be informed, be careful. You know, understand that you could get brainwashed. You know what I mean?
And go outside every once in a
Yeah,
while,
touch some
touch
grass.
grass.
Most importantly, if you're a parent and you have a kid who's using TikTok,
Get a curfew on that.
keep your head on a swivel.
I personally have a time limit for myself.
Yeah.
I only allow myself an hour every day.
Because we had experience with TikTok. We'll admit, it's pretty addicting. This short form content, you scroll all day, and time just flies away. We know it's addicting, and it's hard.
Keeps you up at night.
Yeah, like it won't prevent you sleeping, but you're gonna have to control yourself. You're gonna have to actually have some sort of discipline because it's addictive. It is.
You know, you're gonna fall off the deep end.
And if it's addictive for us, we're old. We're like what? 20s, 19 years old. We're young men, basically, at this point. Imagine
Yeah,
for
I
an
don't know about
8-year-old
that
kid.
age. I don't know how old I am.
You don't know how old you are?
We're young men. We're out here.
Men.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
how
saying
old I
like
am.
20s, even 18.
I'm saying like 40s. What are you talking about?
I'm
You said, what are
75
you-
years old. I look good for my age, man. I got no wrinkles. I got good skincare.
But
But
stop fucking talking.
listen, listen, no, because I'm making a good point here, my friend. Because at this point, for our general consensus of our age, I'm sorry, we're arguing about our age. You know what I'm saying?
Stop
Whatever.
talking about the
Shut,
age.
listen to me. This is real stuff. Because listen, you're having this sort of addiction on people who are basically their brains are mostly developed, or if not developed already, and it's still addicting for them.
I mean,
for an 8-year-old
the
kid,
brain doesn't develop till 25.
right? But what I'm saying is, for the young generation that are being targeted, who are like basically elementary kids, middle schoolers, high schoolers, it's already addictive enough for us. But how addictive do you think it is for them, where they're still processing and growing, and they're being basically nurtured? Their mommy and daddy is fucking TikTok, man. They're living their life. You know what I mean?
Okay. Think of it
I
like
think
this.
that's where we're gonna end
Yeah.
today, guys.
All right.
We covered a lot today. We got a lot of good. We got a lot of good content out. But
trying
there's
to tell the
plenty.
truth
There's
always.
plenty more to come. We have a lot of good information that's going to be coming your way soon. This was just to tell you basically about an overview of the dangers of TikTok and how it's infiltrating American homes, American
people,
children,
American
American people, and
hearts.
exposing your information.
So listen, all we want to say is stay safe, steer clear from this app, delete it if you can, and of course, support your American companies like Meta. You know, Meta's great for you. Meta's good for you. But I mean, it's not really. But it's better than TikTok, and it's better than a foreign government collecting your data. Would you rather have your home turf tracking you, or would you rather have the CCP tracking you? You don't even live there. Who knows what your interest isn't in their favor. You are not favored by them. You're favored by the U.S. government, where you live in, where you reside in. So have faith in us. Don't have faith in other powers.
You guys have any comments, concerns, anything you want to let us know, any suggestions, please feel free to let us know. We love to read you guys. We love
Drop
to
your
read
comments,
what you guys say. Your opinions are everything to us. No, Jesse, you want to sign us off?
Just before, who's no Jussie? Who's no
Jussie?
Jussie?
Oh, excuse me.
Guys, this is the real shit.
Mr. Jesse.
Hey, before we go, disclaimer, listen. Your privacy belongs to you and only you. Don't let anyone take away your private information willingly. You deserve to have your own privacy. That's all we're going to say, all right? At the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
No, Jesse, sign us off.
This is the real shit. Stay safe. Stay informed. Just do your shit.
Well, as always, thank you all. We love you. Jussie, out!